The moment I stepped up to the Singapore immigration counter last month, I made eye contact with the officer, and I instantly knew I'd forgotten something crucial. My palms went cold. My return ticket was buried in my email, and she was already reaching for my passport. But wait, before we begin, subscribe so you never miss any of my essential travel updates. Comment, "I subscribe," and I'll welcome you personally. Okay, so here's the thing about Singapore. Changi Airport, ranked the best in the world. 5 years running. But their immigration, absolutely no joke. According to Singapore's Immigration and Checkpoints Authority 2024 report, over 68 million travelers passed through last year. Sounds like a smooth operation, right? Well, 2.3% of those travelers faced secondary screening. That's roughly 1.5 million people detained for additional questioning. One wrong answer at that counter, one inconsistency in your story, and you become part of that statistic. So today, I'm breaking down the 10 most common immigration questions they asked me, ranked from easiest to the one that almost gave me a panic attack. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll walk through Singapore immigration like a pro. Let's start with the softballs. Question number 10. What's the purpose of your visit? This was the first thing she asked me. Simple, right? I almost said, vacation. Big mistake. Here's why. My friend Jake traveled to Singapore in 2023. When the officer asked him this, he casually said, "Oh, just traveling." Vague. Unspecific. They pulled him aside for 40 minutes, went through his luggage, checked his bank statements, the whole deal. The lesson. Use specific words. Say, tourism. Say, business meeting. Say, visiting family. Give them something concrete they can type into their system. Vague answers trigger flags. I said, tourism, visiting Marina Bay and gardens by the bay. She nodded, typed, moved on. Easy enough. Sure. But wait till you hear question number 9. Question number 9. How long will you be staying? When she asked me this, I confidently said, 5 days. Then she glanced at my return ticket, which clearly said 6 days. My heart dropped. Here's the thing. Singapore's immigration system isn't run by humans alone. It's backed by algorithms that flag inconsistencies. And according to data from border security analysts, even a one-day mismatch can trigger a secondary review. I quickly corrected myself. Sorry, 6 days, I miscounted. And thankfully, she let it slide. But here's your takeaway. Match your answer exactly to your booking. If your flight says you're leaving on the 10th, say the 10th. Don't round. Don't estimate. Be precise. Because these first 2 questions, they're just warm-ups. The real interrogation starts at number 8. Question number 8. Where will you be staying? The air conditioning in that immigration hall felt 10 degrees colder when she asked me this. I fumbled with my phone, scrolling through my emails like a stressed-out tourist, trying to find my hotel confirmation. And I could feel her watching me. Here's a stat that'll shock you. A 2023 study by the International Air Transport Association found that 38% of travelers can't immediately provide proof of accommodation when asked. 38%. And you know what happens to them? Delays. Secondary screening. Sometimes deportation. I actually met someone in the queue, Sarah, from the UK. Super nice. She told me she didn't book a hotel yet because she wanted to stay flexible. When the officer asked her where she was staying, she said, "I'll figure it out when I land." She got sent to secondary screening for 2 hours. So here's your safe answer. Have your hotel name and address ready. If you're staying at an Airbnb, have the full confirmation pulled up on your phone, address, host name, booking number. I showed my hotel booking. She nodded. Crisis averted. If you thought that was intense. Question number 7. Do you have sufficient funds for your stay? This one hit different. My stomach dropped when she asked because, how much is sufficient? What's the magic number? Here's the truth. Singapore doesn't publish an official minimum. But according to immigration officers I spoke to after my trip, they use an internal guideline of approximately SGD 100 to 150 per day. For a 5-day trip, that's around SGD 500 to 750. roughly 370 US dollars to 550. Now, you don't need to have cash. Credit cards work. A bank statement on your phone works. But you need to be ready to prove it. I pulled out my credit card and showed her the app with my available balance. She glanced at it for 2 seconds, nodded, and typed something. Relief washed over me. But then, things took an unexpected turn. Question number 6. Is this your first time in Singapore? I said, yes, with way too much enthusiasm. She raised an eyebrow. At that moment, I realized, this isn't small talk. This is a data check. According to border security experts, this question allows officers to cross-reference your travel history with Singapore's immigration database and connected ASEAN databases. They're checking for overstays, visa violations, criminal records. And here's something most travelers don't know. Singapore's immigration system connects to Interpol in real time. So here's the only answer that works: the truth. If it's your first time, say yes. If you've been before, say when. Don't lie. They already know. She typed for maybe 10 seconds, staring at her screen. Then she looked back up. Okay. And just when I thought we were done. Question number 5. What do you do for work? This is where I saw 3 people ahead of me struggle. One guy said, freelancer. They asked for contracts and proof of income. Another person said, between jobs. 20-minute delay. Here's why this question is dangerous. If your answer even slightly suggests you might work illegally in Singapore, you're flagged. And Singapore does not mess around with illegal employment. According to their Ministry of Manpower, fines can reach SGD 20,000, and you're banned from re-entry. So here's your safe approach. Be specific. Job title plus company name. If you're freelance, say self-employed consultant, and have a business card or LinkedIn ready. I said, digital marketing manager at my company name. She typed for maybe 5 seconds. Moved on. Personal win. But the next question. It felt suspicious. Question number 4. Who are you traveling with? When she asked me this, I suddenly felt like I was under investigation. And honestly, I kind of was. According to Singapore's Ministry of Home Affairs 2024 report, human trafficking concerns drive about 15% of enhanced immigration screenings. And here's a pattern that'll surprise you. Solo female travelers under 30 get this question 60% more often than other demographics. It's not discrimination, it's profiling based on trafficking trends. So if you're traveling solo, say so confidently. Don't act nervous. Don't over-explain. Just, I'm traveling alone for tourism. If you're with someone, have their details ready, name, relationship, where they are right now. I said, solo trip. She nodded. But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for the top 3 questions. Question number 3. Do you have return tickets? She didn't just ask about my return ticket. She asked to see it. And here's a stat that should terrify every traveler. According to border agencies across Asia, 72% of denied entries stem from one-way tickets or vague onward travel plans. I watched this happen in real time. A backpacker ahead of me, young guy, probably mid-20s, had a one-way ticket. When the officer asked about his return, he casually said, I'll figure it out. I'm flexible. They sent him straight back to the departure gate. Denied entry. So here's your survival tip. Always have proof of onward travel. Screenshot it. Print it. Save it offline. Singapore wants to know you're not planning to overstay. My hands literally shook as I pulled up my return flight confirmation. She scanned the QR code with her device. 3 seconds of silence. Then, approved. But if you think that was the hardest question. Question number 2. Have you been to a specific country recently? She flipped through my passport slowly, deliberately. Then she stopped on one page. Thailand, she said. My heart jumped. I hadn't expected this level of scrutiny. But here's what I learned. Post-pandemic, Singapore cross-references travel history for health risks, visa violations, and most importantly, patterns. If you've recently visited countries with high overstay rates, Thailand, Indonesia, India, certain African nations, they'll ask about it. According to immigration data analysts, Travelers with stamps from these countries face an average of 2.4 additional questions. So here's your safe response. Answer honestly. Explain briefly. Yes, I was in Thailand for tourism in June. Don't get defensive. Don't over-explain. I said exactly that. She nodded, made a note, and moved forward. But then came the question that changes everything. Question number 1. Can I see your return flight itinerary and hotel booking together? This wasn't just a question. It was a test. She wanted to see both documents at the same time. And suddenly, I understood why. She was checking if my story matched. Dates. Locations. Logic. According to a 2024 study by Airports Council International, 89% of immigration fraud cases involve mismatched travel documents. And here's the trap most people fall into. Your hotel checkout date must align with your flight. If your hotel booking ends on the 8th, but your flight is on the 10th, you're flagged. Where are you staying those 2 nights? Why the gap? The woman next to me, she had her hotel booked in Sentosa, but her departure flight was from a city an hour away. They interrogated her for 30 minutes. The lesson: your travel story must be bulletproof, consistent, logical. I handed her both confirmations. She compared them side by side. Dates matched. Locations made sense. Then, she stamped my passport. Welcome to Singapore. Bonus: the questions they don't ask but check anyway. Okay, here's something they don't tell you at immigration. Singapore immigration officers can, and sometimes do, check your social media. I know. Sounds invasive. But according to a 2023 leaked internal memo, officers are authorized to request social media handles if your behavior seems suspicious or inconsistent. So if your Instagram bio says, looking for work opportunities in Singapore, or your recent posts talk about moving abroad permanently, you've got a problem. My advice: clean your digital footprint before you travel. Make your profiles private. Remove any posts that could be misinterpreted. Because even if they don't ask, they might look. Standing in that immigration line, staring at that officer's neutral expression, I learned something crucial about traveling to Singapore. They don't play games. They're efficient. They're thorough. And they expect you to be prepared. But here's the truth. If you know what's coming, it's easy. Have your documents ready. Keep your story consistent. Answer confidently. And you'll breeze through. So tell me, which of these questions would make you panic the most? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. And if you're planning to travel anywhere in Asia soon, watch this video next, where I reveal the one document that literally saved me from deportation in Bangkok. Safe travels. And I'll see you at the next gate.